Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
Jay B, how's it going?
Great, brother.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work Related Podcast.
We are Related by Work on Twitter.
On X.
You doing any fixing on Related by Work on Twitter?
Nope. I haven't been on.
I went on, what was I looking for? Did I know about the fucking explosions, or was I looking for just New Year things? I think I've been on just sparingly for the last week, and it's not anything great, but it's all good. I still don't notice anything different from when you said you were going to fix it to what before.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't know if I was looking for news or anything on it, but I didn't find anything nefarious.
See, so there's a difference.
Maybe.
It went from a dumpster fire to not being found anything.
No, it's not. Okay, I'm lying. It isn't that. It's the same thing. It's me looking at it because, okay, so they talked about the fucking guy driving his van into the fucking New Orleans thing.
But you can't avoid real news because I'm attracted to real news, so I'll still watch the real stuff.
You're right. It's I'm not trying to
Are you trying to do escapism?
What do you mean? What's that?
Use Twitter to avoid everything that's going on? Because that's a thing.
Well, that's I think I could be on board with something like that. That's an
fair.
ignorant way. That's where that's 100%. You can distill me trying to babble on for 45 minutes to like a sentence.
But it's not necessarily ignorant if you get your news elsewhere, because I know Twitter's not the only place you get your news, is it?
It can be. It really can start being like that. That's
you all
the trouble.
listen to news on your drive?
No, so I'll just hear, I got a very short drive to work. So whenever they come on and talk about something, whenever they decide the radio station to talk about is what I will hear. And yeah, sometimes it does, all of a sudden it's like a brand new thing. Yeah. Or even like to say the fucking the terrorist stuff. That might be where I initially hear something. And then I'll go and try to get more information on it. Mm-hmm. And I can just Google it or just try Twitter. Actually, so a couple years ago, I think 100% I would have just went to Twitter, and now I'm hesitant to go to Twitter. Yeah. And it's not. It's the garbage that I let interfere in my way. It's people's because Twitter is what it is, and what I used to like about it, I guess what I still do is it's the opinions of people that you kind of want to hear. Yeah. Right. It's just and again, I don't even like to consume that much news about the guy driving into the fucking I don't want to dissect what happened. I don't want to know his motivation. I don't care to look at him. I don't care I don't want to give this guy any kind of. That's just what he wants. He wants recognition for fucking doing whatever he's doing. Mm-hmm. Or I realize that there's people out there that would do that if they got to their lowest point or whatever. But I don't like living in that stew, or thinking that it does me no good to fucking count how many people I think are a percentage of the world that either like that what happened or want to do that themselves or think that any kind of positive thoughts on that other than it's just a fucking insane tragedy, right? But then you go on Twitter and I don't know. If I just want to have that one thought about it, I got to just keep it to myself. Yeah. On Twitter, there is a long line of people that are thinking the same way, but because it is what it is, it's everybody giving their opinion on what happened, right? And like I said, my opinion is he's a crazy person that's probably acting alone or whatever. I guess people have to go out there to fucking dissect if he is working alone or whatever's going. Yep. The theories that automatically come out there, I don't know. Maybe I just I hate being duped and I feel confused and don't know what to really think on.
I hear that. Did you watch the press conference?
No, I didn't see any press conference.
I stumbled on the press conference on YouTube for both of them.
Yeah.
For both of these events that we haven't talked about the other one.
Yeah.
But they are saying now that he was 100% influenced by ISIS.
So, okay. I think that's nostalgic. I know, this, you know what I mean? A good old ISIS fucking terrorist.
A good old terrorist.
You know what I mean? That, okay. It's so not in my world that I just feel that's fine if it's true. Like it's okay. It's
It's
fine.
okay, Jay. Is that what you're saying?
But well, who care? Well, I don't care that it's an ISIS terrorist attack. Like I don't like it.
You
Doesn't.
just care that it's bad, and that's all that matters.
I don't even know what I care about. Like I'm sad. I'm sad that this kind of stuff still goes on.
Yeah.
Like I'm sad that this person feels that is their only thing to do. Like I'm not. I don't feel sorry for this person who finds themselves in this fucking that kind of rabbit hole.
Apparently, he had an ISIS flag on his truck too.
And so when that's the first thing that Twitter starts arguing about is why is this like what's his flag on his truck and why is it covered up?
Yeah.
And was it covered up? Like did the police cover it up to stop this fucking like speculation? Like why? I want to give the authorities the benefit of the doubt.
I do too.
But I don't think a lot of people do anymore.
No, they're dumb because when they first came out, the FBI agent said that this is not a terrorist attack. They haven't confirmed if it's a terrorist attack. And then they came out after and said, so now we know that it's a terrorist attack. And everybody, and even the reporters in the thing was like, well, you guys came out before and said that it wasn't, and now you're saying it is. And in my mind, because, I don't think that humanity is that stupid, but I have to obviously be reminded sometimes. Do you don't think that when you get information, it changes how you think about something? You know what I mean? Sure, you can say, "Oh, yeah, it wasn't a bomb." Not every is every guy plowing through I guess technically it is.
It depends on your. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're all terrorists.
Technically, yeah, they're all terrorists. Homegrown terrorists, foreign terrorists. They're all terrorists.
Even people like docs, like doing fucking like internet stuff, like ransomware and all that. Like that's a form of terrorism. Like it's a very big umbrella that you can throw like the terrorist thing under.
Yeah, I think it got redefined after 9/11.
Well, no, because then they're Islamic terrorists.
Well, yeah,
right. Like, but that's what I mean. There's extremists everywhere.
Yeah,
like. I find those God hates fags, fucking West Baptist Church, whatever they are. They're white as fuck, and they fucking love blowing shit up, right? And they're fucking like
they're terrorists.
They're terrorists.
Yeah,
they're the worst example of Christianity.
Yeah,
right. But they think they're doing God's work too. So they're just as like it's a terrorist thing they do. But sometimes when they do it at white as fuck with a fucking cross on it. People are scared, are very hesitant to call that a terrorist.
Yeah,
terrorist is one thing. It's a brown person hijacking a plane.
Well, that's what they were arguing. Why the KKK is not labeled as a terrorist group.
I find that I don't understand either.
Yeah, they should be technically.
It's because they have a few friends in the fucking lobbying business that will fucking make sure that doesn't happen.
True,
right? Like that's. You're coming from it because the KKK was probably the second thing fucking organized after fucking the signing of the Declaration of Independence, right? Like that's a long standing that's the same thing when I hear about what free speech people talked about in the 60s and stuff is nobody banned the KKK.
Yeah.
They let them march through and then they talked about why they're wrong. Mm-hmm. Or what, you know what I mean? Like their opinion. You ban them, they just become like they don't go away.
No.
Right? Like you have to not embrace it, but you have to have like that's what I think the greatest thing about freedom of speech. Right? Like say what you're gonna say, but like then I can fucking counter it.
Yeah.
And like so there's less of that, I think. Anyway, that's not like the quickness to see if it's a terrorist thing or whatever. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the shit that I saw them talking about. Yeah, I don't want to live in the story, I guess. Like I don't care why he wanted to do it. I can guess. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't, even if my guess is wrong, I don't care. Like even if I got his manifesto or whatever it is, it doesn't, I think he's delusional when he's writing this manifesto. In what I regard as, like ways to live by or whatever, right? Or fucking how to treat others or the importance of whatever he's railing against. Like I'm already going to think he's fucked, no matter what he thinks his reasons for doing it are.
True.
So I don't want to know. I don't want to start fear mongering and start going like the Alex Jones route where like this is just the beginning. Like start fucking packing all your food.
Well,
and fucking...
you're not in it for the money like he is.
Yeah, but then there's a. You and I see that he's in it for the money.
Yeah.
Other people think that he's a truth teller.
No.
Or people like that.
But okay. What do you think about this happened? This relates with the CEO getting shot in New York.
I don't.
So he
think
had
they're
his
related.
reasons. No, they're not related, but it's related to our situation with him.
Yeah,
having
no,
his,
I get it. No, I appreciate you
Do
bringing it
you
up.
believe his reasons? Like, is his reasons justified?
They're not justified, but they hit home closer.
Mm-hmm.
Like so I have a little bit more room in my head to
Yeah.
hear about this guy
Yeah.
because
But he's not a hero, though. as
no,
they're
I
saying.
don't. I find it kind of just like you kind of heard other people. I kind of find it icky that we celebrate that somebody got shot.
Yeah.
Like it's not like this CEO of these healthcare things and these people. Yes, they are part of the problem, but I don't think he caused the problem. I
No.
think he's taking advantage of the problem. I don't think everybody on Wall Street needs to be shot for the way they manipulate the fucking markets.
Yeah.
I just don't know that game, right? Like it's even with these fucking Bitcoin things, like these pump and dump, the fucking Hawk Tua girl,
Yeah.
like gets a coin and like whatever the manipulations of the market and people losing money on that, I find it so gross. And yeah, those are terrorists in my mind too. They're terrorizing people. You know what I mean? Like they're conning, they're con artists, and they're getting it for money. But yeah. So, but the CEO guy, I don't think he deserves to be shot. Like, I don't think it's
Yeah.
fixing the problem for him to be shot.
No, they're just gonna put another person in his spot and who's gonna do the same shit.
It highlights. So this is, I think, unfortunately, where nobody's going to listen to this and take my advice. It's not even advice. Where it's effective and what the whole point of it is what I do like is the message of how fucked the insurance companies are. Right, like by him writing that shit on the bullets, like almost everybody you know has been in a situation where that has affected them in some way,
Yep.
and we're all like, "What can we do about it?" And that's not what you do about it, but just say, "Yeah, I felt some of that guy's frustration. I
Yeah.
don't feel anything about the fucking guy driving into the New Orleans thing. Like
Yep.
somebody out there thinking, oh yeah, I feel that guy's frustration, and thinks that driving into causing that panic will do something for his cause." Same way with this guy thinks something is going to happen for his cause.
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like if
He's
anything, it should
already
raise
almost-
insurance again.
He's already almost forgotten because so much shit has happened since then.
But that's everything.
Right?
That is everything.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think of things that we don't think about anymore because the news moves so fucking fast.
Right.
This is what I'm going to say. I haven't heard anything about the drones.
Yeah.
Like since we talked, I heard like a little bit, but you know what I mean. Like they're not gone. Like have they gone? Have we figured out what they were? Have we stopped caring? No.
Kind of makes
Somebody
me
ran
want to
into
buy
a
a
fucking
drone.
what?
It makes me want to buy a drone now.
You said that last time. That wasn't the fucking point. That was we're supposed to be scared of what these drones are,
Oh,
where they
yes,
come
yes,
from, and
yes.
who knows what they know and why they don't. But nobody's fucking pressed anybody about it.
Yeah.
No citizens group has come together and say we must find out what's flying in our skies.
So how much of news is a distraction? Like that's the crazy thing. Like look at the next guy in the Trump hotel stuff, the Trump Tower thing.
Yeah.
Do you know they say these two guys are connected, right?
I see.
They
I don't
served
think
at the
so.
same base.
Oh
they
yeah,
said.
they're there Fort Bragg. Yeah.
Yeah, they served at the same base, and I think that was basically it.
Yeah. They might have visited some same fucking sites
But
of
I
some
don't think
kind.
some people realize how massive a military base like that is. It's
But
like a
they
freaking
did put
city.
together. There has been a few people coming out of this Fort. That was one of the tweets I said. Like, what the fuck's going on in Fort Bragg?
Yeah.
like that. The
Yeah,
one time
yeah.
a while ago, like the guy like shot up the whole fucking like went into the place and shot shit up.
Yeah, I remember that.
I find like this is I think the problem with having a military like that trains the. I'm just guessing. You train these killers and these people to be like that, and
And they were special ops.
but this is but they get delusioned into what the army might really be, what they think it is going in
Yeah.
to what they end up fucking having to do. Like most of the best criticism you hear about the armed forces or what they do overseas or whatever are from former soldiers that just can't believe like it's $8,000 for a roll of toilet paper. Like you know what I mean? Like all the money fucking laundering things that they do for and all like the Blackwater shit and like the fucking the contracts to fucking rebuild Iraq after they destroyed Iraq. Like all these people that start to see the ins and outs of how it works.
That's like that guy I was telling you about last time where he was called, I think he's called the Reaper. I'm pretty sure. He's like a notable sniper. And he was saying how like when he was in the military, he was Green Beret, he was a ranger. And he's like, yeah, if they told me to shoot a priest, I would shoot him. Yeah, if that's what they asked me to do, then that's what I'm doing. But then he's like, now that he's out of the military, he just wonders like, what was all of this for. He just can't understand like what was he doing, like how much of an impact he made. He knows that the guys were bad because of the stuff that he's seen, but the overall agenda, he just has no idea.
This is like exactly what I've heard too. Like they come back, realize, and it's been going on since Vietnam and World War II. Like we're just fighting a banker's war.
Yeah.
Like they're just, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just become a racket. It's that industrial military complex. And then the longer you go around, you just start to see like there is truth to the fact that they just need an enemy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if
100%.
it's Russia, China, ISIS, the environment. You know what I mean? Like the cartel now. Like this is what I heard. Now they're going to turn the cartel into the fucking next Vietnam.
100%.
And this is like part of it is like, yeah, go in there and fix this problem. But then like another 2 years into it, when the cartel is good at fighting back, like they were in Vietnam and they were in fucking in Iraq, and be like, oh, did we just get into another never-ending war?
Yeah, that might be a whole different one, right?
But why are they doing it? Is it so they can make more fucking weapons? Is it they can make more like?
Well, the U.S. military specifically, they spend so much on their military. You gotta use it, right?
That's why they invent fucking enemies.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's what I
use
mean.
it.
So I don't want to think that. I didn't grow up fucking thinking that. But it's almost so ignorant to not think that might be going on in a way, right? And I don't want to live my life. I wanted to think that they're protecting our freedoms for real. And maybe
I think that's part of it. I don't
know anymore.
I think it's part of it because it's proven that we've the West has thrived having a powerful military. We can't say we've been bombed from the air. We can't say we've been invaded. We can't say a lot of things that a lot of countries on the other side of the world deal with. Russia gets in, well, not really, but Ukraine gets invaded. Like all these Middle Eastern countries are having these things. We don't have that kind of an issue.
But this is our problem. Yes, like this is my interpretation is that's what they're frustrated with. Like the reason why we're so powerful, it's because we exploit the rest of the world.
Yeah, because we're fucked up.
But everything has always been exploited. Like America was built off of slavery.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's reparations.
100%.
And people don't want to fucking hear that. People want to think like, okay, but that's not it anymore, without recognizing how much of this was built off of free labor. And fucking like, we've weaned ourselves off of that, right? But have we 100%? We just moved it over. Mm-hmm. We shifted it over to fucking India, where we make them fucking build things for fucking a penny an hour or whatever the fuck. Like, I find, and again, just so we can have cheap shit, like, look how much stuff we have. And it's only gotten more and more. And I this is why I think like it's all.
Well, if you're not exploiting, you're getting exploited. So, hey.
So that's the most okay. That's a horrible place to be.
I know.
Like again. So, but that's why I don't want to pay attention to it. Like that's why I find it all a fucking distraction. Like not here. Like but like what all the real news. Like even like with the Ukraine and all that stuff. Like we're just using fucking other countries are using other countries as proxies and pieces on a chessboard.
Yeah.
And the fucking NATO thing or whatever. Like I don't want to give any thrift to fucking Russia or whatever their problem is, but. If you actually listen to some of their people, like they didn't just do this in a whim.
Yeah.
Like for over decades they were
it's
saying
been
like this
going on.
NATO was kind of encroaching on us. And then you're just like, well, we're part of NATO. Like NATO's the greatest, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. Just do your NATO shit over there. Like the second they put missiles in Cuba, we start freaking out.
Yeah.
So if we start putting missiles in Ukraine,
They're supposed to be okay
they're
with
supposed to be okay
right?
with it,
Yeah.
and they cutting
Take
shit
it.
off. And and so it's like
No,
when
100%.
but we don't hear, you know what I mean? We just hear fucking God Save Ukraine. And it's just like over and over and over and over again. Yeah. And without the whole real story, just the reaction to the what's going on here right now, like this. So, but I feel like the more you, not everybody, I don't think this is really going to happen to me, but I don't want to fucking pay so much attention to it that I need to start driving a fucking truck through a fucking people. You know what I mean? Like where I feel that I'm so brainwashed that this is really me getting our message across by doing it. I'm always known that's just a fucking sick person doing something sick, like whatever. Like, what about, okay, this is totally different. I find it the same way, other than it's got a political agenda to it that we can tie. This is where I get like lost because everybody has their opinion, like the ISIS flag. Does he know the other guy? What's going on in Fort Bragg? Blah, blah, blah. The guy pushing the guy in front of the subway.
Oh yeah.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
way scarier to me.
That's fucked up.
That is because he just do. I don't know if he's doing it to get jumped into a gang, or if he's just doing it because he's sick,
Yeah.
or like what reason, like to be viral. I have no idea. That is so scary to me because that you can't police that. You can't.
Yeah.
You,
How could you?
that's what I'm saying. Like that, but that, like I don't want to think about how often there's people on the fucking subway platform, just like on the like. How many times did that guy try to do that before he didn't have the?
Yep. And
like,
it never made the news.
Whenever we went to the final move until he finally fucking did it.
Yep.
And so there's what am I going to concentrate on that part? Like I find it both the same way. They're just sick people that did something that I don't want to give them the attention to. Like it's a long time ago, but for the longest time, certain radio stations, and they still did it, wouldn't give out the name of the guy who shot John Lennon.
Yeah.
Like, it seems so quaint now, but you know what I mean? Like they fucking just because the only way you would ever know this guy is because he killed a legend, right? And just so fucking like he doesn't deserve to have his name tied into that same person, and so. And like I find that's less and less the case anymore.
Yep.
Right? Like people love to put the people's
love to
name
do
out
it.
there. Like
Have
let's
you
find
seen,
them out.
Have you watched the show Alex Cross, the new one?
I tried. I haven't finished it.
Can I spoil it?
Oh
no,
no! Did we finish it? I might have finished it. I might have finished
finished
it.
it?
Yeah, you can spoil it.
So the guy he was doing the whole serial killer thing, and he was abducting people and making them look like past serial killers.
Oh yeah.
So that he can think,
Yeah,
but he
that's
was
right.
doing it for fame.
Yes.
In the end, it didn't work out like that. They screwed him over essentially because they didn't want him to be known as a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically what you're saying. A lot of these people are doing it to be remembered and recognized, like the guy who shot the CEO and stuff like that. It's not TV, so I don't think they're going to get screwed over. I think their name will be remembered in some capacity. Maybe it'll diminish over time for sure, like it has now. But at the end of the day, he's going to be known as the guy who shot the CEO.
The problem is you and I. This is the thing. The message isn't for you and I.
No.
Like this is where one of the when I was watching that traffic show and it was all about black market stuff and they went for the guns it went to white supremacy groups and like these people like they fucking stick in their own circles.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You'll remember there was a guy that went to like in Christchurch in New Zealand. Where you just hear that name and he went to a mosque and he killed like 50 people. He had it live, like fucking Facebook Lives, and he had a manifesto and all that. This guy is a fucking hero in this fucking world now.
Seriously?
Like his manifesto has been like, you know what I mean? Like reprinted in so many different fucking languages. You know what I mean? Like that's what this show is fucking scary. So you and I don't think of this guy anymore. But to other people, they wear pins fucking shaking this guy. Like this person, you know what I mean? Because he got like, now people want to get that kind of body count. Like in that world, he's saving, you know what I mean? He's doing what they want him to do. And that's the scary, you know what I mean? Like that's just the guy on the subway platform waiting to push you over that you have no idea for.
Yeah.
Like what are these groups fucking really fucking trying to plan? And it's not just like, it doesn't matter that like I'm white to these people. I don't believe in what they believe in. So I'm just as bad as anybody else to them.
Yep,
and
exactly.
so it's not, there's nowhere to hide from people that have that kind of ideology. You just have to, in my mind, you ignore them. You don't give them any shine. You fucking say, and you just live your life as how you want to live it. And so I don't know like how long it has to go on for. Like, I do see exploitation of the Middle East. I do see, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, I don't live it, so I can only kind of observe it.
Yeah.
But I can just kind of get their frustration if I was lived in a place that felt occupied. And in this world where we want to like pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and like move, like I don't know how hard it is to get over here. Like I don't know, like because I'm here, shut the doors behind me. I got a great job sometimes. I can fucking, you know what I mean? Like I can have whatever I want sometimes. And so I don't know what it's like to live in those places and have fucking nothing. There's so much nothing in these places. And like I said, instead of lifting them up in a way, we make them build phones for fucking like, you know what I mean? Like pennies on the dollar. And we get the ones saying like, no, like give to UNICEF and do all these things to, you know what I mean? Like it's the same with recycling. Like, you know, we got to do our part, like get a hybrid car, do all that while they're just dumping fucking diesel and, you know what I mean? Like while the major corporations are doing nothing about this.
Yeah.
Like I have over the years have a certain hate for corporations. Like I don't know how to justify it because I love buying shit.
Capitalism?
Yeah, I live in capitalism. It's not just a pure hatred of it, but recognizing the flaws of it in a worldwide like society, right? Like because like we don't bring slaves over here and make them work for free anymore. We just go over there and fucking make them do it. And like I said, watching these shows, whatever market it is, gold, oil, fish, chocolate, the fucking black market gets absorbed into the real market.
Yeah.
And the real market players have to be compliant in it. And it's all just to get another fucking boat or just to stay on top. Like, what if this fucking CEO got shot from the healthcare part or whatever, right? Like, what if he lived his life? He wouldn't have his job. This is where it would be. What if he lived his life like, yeah, we can bring this down. Like, what if we like set aside a certain amount? He wouldn't have had, but the board of directors wouldn't have had him fucking do it. Like, I don't know how it gets fixed.
It doesn't.
Well, I don't. This is a little sidebar.
That's where capitalism and socialism differ.
Well, this is why I almost think of like eventually it's going to come to a head where you're not there. We've run out of places to make things cheap, right? Like
yeah, but then they just raise prices
until we. But I that's what they're doing now. Even when the fucking stuff is fucking cheap.
Yeah, look at inflation. We're
but that's
over here.
I would just randomly look at other countries with. And always just got to laugh at like the fucking $1 billion or billion fucking whatever their dollar. Like a dollar for us is like a million to them.
Yeah.
And it's all because of like inflation and it's ruined it. It's like the numbers are different, but it's the same here. Like it's the same.
It's the same shit.
But so this is I don't know how it gets fixed for real. This is like a little side thing. And I don't know how it kind of correlates or how it can happen. But we kind of get sick of seeing like the haves. And I get in a lot of places we're considered haves, but the haves just getting more and more. And this is just a random thing. In golf, there's a Ryder Cup. Like in golf, they have their league and they do whatever. And they broke off to the Saudi league and do all these other things. But every 2 years, it's like a World Cup of golf. There's a Ryder Cup. And Team America plays Team Europe. And it generates millions of dollars. Like it's huge, huge tournament.
Yep.
But the players don't get paid. It's kind of like an Olympic thing. Where
that's bullshit.
Yes. But all throughout time, everybody just lived in the honor of being picked for the team.
Well, yeah,
right. Like that's what it's for. Like it's whatever
Plus,
money.
Are we saying that these guys actually need the money?
And this is the thing. Nobody's feeling sorry for these people.
Yeah.
Over the I don't know, like 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, the question was raised by a golfer saying, "Wait a sec. Who's getting all this money that's being raised? Like somebody's getting money. You keep like charging tickets or whatever, the TV rights. You know, everybody's getting money somewhere." Where's this money going? We're making the money, right? For years, the people making the money never got a chance to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of the time they still don't. That's why unions form and all this stuff. So it was just raised about then. And then every now and then it kind of came up. And then a few years ago, it came to a bigger head because one of these entitled fucking golfers, we don't fucking care, didn't want to wear the hat. And his idea was I'm still, just to generalize it, I'm still don't understand where all this money's coming from. Like, if you're giving it to charity, shouldn't we have the choice of what charities it goes to? Or can't we have like some kind of say, like making sure it goes to organizations, like whatever it is?
Yeah.
And it's gone from, and at the first time, just like, boo, like just fucking shut up and dribble. Like, we don't want to see you fucking talk about money. Just fucking go. And so, but then the more the top solve golfers, they start saying this. They say, yeah, that's how the Saudi league, it's a different fucking story. But eventually they'll just form their own league. So these Ryder Cup guys are saying this. And so eventually they were heard. And a couple weeks ago or whenever it came out, okay, all the golfers are going to get like $300,000 each, but it's going to go to charity, to the charity that they choose.
Okay.
And then so what's wrong with that? Right? Like that's
nothing.
It's a distribution of wealth. The money's being made. They don't need it anymore, but now they can choose to give it to the lower end.
That's a lot of money, though.
I hear you, but I think that's the way to go. I
agree.
I wish the insurance companies and even tech companies and whatever, like, should they have some kind of stipulations that, like, a high percentage of what they make, like, after they have a certain amount, goes back into the system?
No.
Well, then I think we're fucked.
I think they already have. They already get tax breaks for donating to charity, right? So it's on them if they want to donate. I think most companies. I would be surprised if most companies do not donate. I don't know. I've never been part of a company that doesn't do some sort of charity or donation or anything like that.
Sure,
in my life,
I don't think on the scale that like. Not compared to the scale on the wealth that they are accumulating.
Not, of course not.
This is what I'm saying. This is how you fucking.
But would you?
Of course not, because in my mind, compared to these guys, I've never had anything. right? Like I'm fucking close to fucking retirement. Like I got to worry about what I can live on for the rest of my life.
But if you won, like if you were making like $1 million a year, are you going to?
It'd be easy for me to just say yes.
But you wouldn't.
I doubt it because I haven't had the opportunity to be one of these greedy fucks. I've lived in a world where finally I get mine. And I'm saying in this conversation out loud, like I don't know how long I would have to live like that and look down on like the less fortunate and just like not try to want to do something about it. Like I'm more talking about in a distribution of the fucking money going out there. I'm not talking about taking somebody's money. I'm just saying I don't understand why that is worth so much and you get so much. And I'm only talking in these like exploitive type of ways. And I really don't know what I'm talking about. Obviously, just like everything else, like I can't pick an example of Levi's or even Apple. Like, you know what I mean? Like going, like I can only say it like from how I see like parts of the world live. And like I don't do anything. I just go to Florida. Or, like, you know what I mean? I'm ignorant. I'm willfully like, I guess this is where I shouldn't even have this. Should I even have a right to say anything if I'm not willing to do anything about it? Like I feel that, yeah, I just feel like it's kind of gross. It's easy for me to see how gross it is for the insurance company and how they manipulate us, or they're really not in the business of trying to fix people or help people out. Like even in the Landman, you've seen a couple episodes, right?
Yeah.
Where the people get blown up and they decide like, oh, do we have to give these people money? Like, should we give them money? Like, is the insurance going to do it? Like, oh, let's just bypass the insurance company altogether.
Just give them money. How much you think? Okay, do it.
Yeah,
it's like, okay.
But not even that. They're what you're even you in a show like that. You see the decision. Are they doing it because it's moral?
No.
Are they doing it to save them legally?
Yeah.
And then you hear the lawyer talk to the people. You know what I mean? And fucking tell them. Like, you know what I mean? Like what really their rights are. And so are you supposed to be like, oh, well, thank you for your generosity? In a way you should be.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's gone, but they're not looking at it. And none of it is, okay. I don't know how much in the pie is percentage wise for doing the right thing or just to do the legal thing. Right? And it's, I guess both are the same. And I really, like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just, like I said, like I don't even want the charity. I just don't think, like, I do think it's easy to say, oh, it's charity to give money to Ethiopia or whatever, instead of like just, I don't know, man. I can't even think of the exploited
that's
like, relationship that I'm thinking.
One. It's a hard one because anytime you do something for charity, do something outside of your own, whether you're a company, a country, or a person, they say, why don't you take care of your own first? So when the country gives money to Ukraine, they say, why don't you take care of Canada first? When companies give money and donate money, they say, well, I wanted a raise. You know what I mean? When you as a person, maybe, I don't know, gives money, your kids say, well, I wanted an Xbox. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody's saying, why don't you take care of your own? So which part of it do you get that you have to? You know what I mean? Why donate $10 million when you could give your whole company a bonus? Or you don't think they should get a bonus because they're working for you? Like, yeah. I don't know. It's hard.
I recognize. That's why I say I don't want to be that critical because I really don't know.
Yeah,
that's why
it's hard.
It makes me, even in this conversation with a friend, almost want to disengage in it because I'm realizing that I don't have an answer.
Well, we can disengage because what do you think about becoming a 51st state?
No, man. Like, we're already pretty much like, I don't even want to entertain that thought.
I'm on the opposite side of you.
That's.
Are you surprised?
No, because you like being on the opposite side of fucking most things, and I do think that you think most people will say no.
Yeah.
I don't. It's a whole other way of life. It's not a whole. It's a different enough way of life.
But do you think the benefits would be worth it?
I love. I don't think it's perfect, but I love our socialism.
I agree.
I don't think that. I don't like this. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how you could implement our socialism in that country.
It wouldn't really work.
But it probably would over time He probably could.
Yeah, eventually. Did you hear Kevin O'Leary's take?
No, I've heard. The only thing I've ever heard was Trump mocking Trudeau in our country.
So Kevin O'Leary said he's going to go to Mar-a-Lago and talk to him about getting some sort of a deal done with, which is funny because he's Canadian who doesn't live in Canada, but whatever. Deal done to make, he said maybe, he's saying like not to the extent of the 51st state, but some sort of an economical agreement where like, I would be fine getting rid of the Canadian dollar. If we're serious, I'd be fine getting rid of the Canadian dollar and using the American dollar. I would be fine with having an American Canadian type passport thing where I don't need to worry to go to Florida, to go to Hawaii, to do any of these things. I'd be fine with that. I would also be fine with having American military in the northern part of the country because that's where they're worried about realistically. Yeah. So all those seem like benefits for us.
But okay, I don't understand. Like I thought we already had a partnership. Like I already thought we had the free trade. Like again, I grew up talking to your wife while you were 2 years old. Yeah. Like I heard about the free trade agreement.
Yeah, but
like I heard
Trump
all these
has
things.
Thrown all that shit out.
But that's on him. And then you don't throw out the fucking bathwater. You don't throw it all out. But I don't think it needs starting again. I think the partnership can be strengthened.
Yeah,
like, I do think our military does need their military's help, and I do think it's a benefit to have them. You know what I mean? Like help over there. But what happens to the rest of the world where the fucking American military fucking gets to fucking take over? Well, they take over.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think we're weak enough to have to be a fucking territory of America.
No, but I think our dollar is weak enough.
Yeah, I think that's all our bullshit.
I think our economy is weak enough, not necessarily to be a 51st state, but to be, I mean, freaking Puerto Rico is not even a state, realistically.
That's what I'm saying. So but they need America.
We don't.
That's why I don't want to. Like, I do. I think it's so annoying to hear the lack of partnership that is going on for fucking America and Canada.
Yeah.
No, like I don't think
annoying.
I don't think it needs to lead to fucking an overhaul. I just think that partnership needs to be strengthened.
But that's never going to happen.
But I don't think we recognize when it is. Like when our premier in Ontario says like, if you're going to start doing tariffs, then I'm going to start doing tariffs to these 4 states that use our fucking energy, that power. Like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, maybe we'll have to make a special fucking stipulation on that. Like that's already going on. Yep. We're already supplying, you know what I mean? Like what we can for them and we get from them from there. Like I would have already hoped that this is kind of going on behind closed doors. Like there is an easy way for you and I to get back across from America if we wanted to. You can get a Nexus pass.
Yeah.
Like, and our fucking passport. Like, I don't, like I said, like it's a whole different legal system. I don't want my pardon and what I need to get from them in the hands of the fucking Justice Department of the fucking Americans.
But what if you don't need that at all?
I would, because I am, like, that's why they needed it.
Yeah,
because they were already going into the Canadian system at the border.
For sure. But what if that was gone? Like a European power, like the EU, they don't need passports to go to all the countries in the EU. They can use their passport to do that. And it doesn't matter if they have a criminal record. It doesn't matter if they were born somewhere else and became a citizen. They have that passport. They can go anywhere without any problems. That should be how it should be for us.
No, I don't think it's true. I think the whole European thing, I think Germany's fucking holding everybody up. And I don't think if you're German that you're too fucking fond of fucking that. And so I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I think if you don't do that in your Germany, then you got nobody to fucking pass the ball around to. You got nobody to sell your things to. Like this is my whole thing of like, why nobody's going to take over the West because we're buying everything. Yeah. Like everything's going to stop buying if you fucking take us over.
You take us over.
You get rid of my job. You can't. I'm not buying anything anymore. Yeah. And so that's, you know what I mean. Like I that's my fail safe on that. I don't think that it's as bad as that. Like I do think like I said, like I think it should be a symbiotic relationship between the two.
Yeah,
but I don't want to lose my identity.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want to lose our identity and all that. But we're not in the greatest of places right now. Our dollar is trash. And I really don't understand why we even have the Canadian dollar, to be honest.
Because we're Canadian.
Yeah, but lots of countries are their country and they don't use their
So you think the
dollar.
Euro, you love the Euro. Like
no,
I
think the American dollar is the better
but
dollar.
now if you're in fucking Germany or France, you have a euro.
Yeah, but if you go to Mexico, you can use an American dollar. If you go
You're-
to
anywhere use American
Jamaica,
dollar.
you can use American. You can't do that with a Canadian dollar.
I hear you.
So
I get it.
That's why I think the dollar is just a lot stronger.
Okay, but this goes to a higher thing. I think with the Canadian dollar, you can prove that money means nothing. More than you can with the American dollar.
Oh,
More
yeah.
than you can in anything else
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than Bitcoin. The illusion starts to fucking disappear.
Oh yeah, it's all an illusion.
That's what I'm saying. So right now,
But
we're
we
just,
should play into that illusion because that illusion is
But
what
then when
runs
that
the
illusion
world.
goes, that illusion might eventually go too.
When?
I don't fucking
That would
know.
not go if you not. That's not going to go anywhere with the American.
I don't think
dollar.
the Canadian one is either
Yeah, but it's, as it stands right now, it is not as strong
because of oil.
Not so much of a dollar amount because of oil. Canada has so much oil,
Yeah, because-
and they
but the-
haven't done what Dubai has done.
No,
So,
but Dubai gets to control the price of it.
well, then Canada should be more independent.
Yes, that's but not being more independent is not joining the American.
No, I'm talking about the American dollar. I said not to the extent of a 51st state, but in terms of the dollar, we don't need the Canadian dollar. Nobody needs the Canadian dollar.
It's interesting, Brian. It's very
Nobody
interesting.
needs it.
I hear you. It's very interesting. I could think on that more. My initial
At least the dollar.
reaction to you is to refute it,
I know.
right? Like because I've never
That's
really
what
heard
I was
it before.
expecting.
I've never really heard it before, and the whole I don't want to not be Canadian. Like it's a big difference.
Well, that's
like
the
you come
thing.
home to Canada, and all the things you can say, whatever is bullshit. Like that's the only thing that I first think brought up is like socialism, or whatever. It's like, yeah, we it's inherently. The system is there to take care of anybody else.
Yeah.
Like Hamilton, the first place to have like universal basic income or whatever. Like it was a project. I don't know how it worked. You can look at it and go, fuck those welfare fucks. Like, fuck it. Who cares? Like, just let it die. But no, like, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I do think U.S., like I said, I think should be easy to do businesses across the border. And like it has been in my mind. Like, I don't know. Like, if we have a Curry contract. Like, I don't know what the benefit of them having, like, using us like that is.
Well, the benefit is it's cheaper.
I think when they have an oil pipeline, other than fucking Indians fucking land and all that fucking bullshit, like, yeah, we should supply them with a fucking pipeline. We should give them fucking oil. Like, if we have oil, like, do the fucking whole Dubai thing and exploit our resources and have that as a thing.
Yeah.
But then we're at the whim of somebody just deciding a barrel of oil is just going to drop $20. And
Yeah,
our money
but-
is tied to that oil so much.
100%. But at this point, that's probably the best bet. I saw this. I was watching this another video on YouTube. They were talking about. This was a while ago, like maybe a couple months ago. They were talking about Canada's oil situation and how they export most of their oil to the United States and whatnot, right? And then they buy some of it back. You know what I mean? But they were saying that realistically, if Canada really wanted to, but there's a whole bunch of more shit going on. This is this is simplifying it. They could sell their stuff, their oil to Russia and China, and they would be more independent and not so much relied on the Americans. And Canada would be in such a better place financially and economically if they did that instead. But obviously there's politics in that. You can't just do that. That's fucked up.
But I already think that's in the back pocket.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
Why
care about
not?
anything, because we have a partnership with this fucking with our
But
brother
that
down to the
partnership
west.
is not, they're not being cooperative.
I hear you. That's just like at this moment in the big air world, like in the talkie world.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. This is the thing about
True.
Trump. It's all fucking talkie.
It is.
He's all trying to get the fucking deal done. It's like Shohei Ohtani going for a new contract.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
got to say, yeah, but are you really that good?
Yeah.
And then you fucking like, okay. You're gonna go to the Dodgers. We'll give you whatever you want or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You eventually fucking balk and you fucking or like. You have fucking buyer's remorse and you fucking say, oh, I gave this guy too big of a contract and whatever. But before the contract comes, it's all this business talk, which I have no idea what happens.
Yeah, we don't know what he's really trying to do.
But, and also, like, I don't know how, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just the appearance of being a bitch to fucking America in this fucking thing that I don't want to have to fucking be. And like that's what I hate about these conversations. Why calling us a fucking 51st state or calling us, it's so easy to say. Like, but it's just as easy to say to look down there, look at the fucking whole downfall of America. Like, you think you're gonna fix it with this fucking reality TV host? Like, it's so easy to mock them, just as they are mocking us in this way. And I can't put too much thought into it because it's more depressing. Like, your thought of the American dollar, I don't know if I have as many arguments as I would like. I don't know, just because I don't know how it could be implemented isn't like the idea of it. I also, though, countries fight so hard for their independence.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I don't want to go backwards.
That's true.
Like there's so much potential here. Like just
That
like you
is
said,
true.
all these other options are there, and the world has changed. Where maybe we do need some kind of presence that's stronger than us. Like our military has never ever been like the peak of other countries' military thing. But when you heard of World War II stories and all that,
yeah.
like no, like we have our place in the world
definitely
of
do.
doing stuff. But same, like whatever. Like what do you think of like Australia? Like nobody gives a fuck about Australia or their military or do that. They're just an independent country living there all by themselves. But their America is China because it's right there.
Yep.
And they have to deal with the fucking monster. You know what I mean? And who fucking steal like. And so, what is the benefit of fucking China? Like, what is the benefit of Australia to China? It's only to sell them their shit.
But that's my problem. This is my biggest issue with the whole thing is that we aren't Australia. We are compared to Australia, we're larger on the world stage. We are more in the face. Canada is a big player in the world stage. But economically, I mean, compared to some countries, obviously we're bigger, but economically and military wise on the world stage compared to all our peers, there's a big difference. And that's what I don't like.
Sure, but then you don't want your fucking tax dollars to boost up the fucking military anymore. Like, it's a problem.
I think they should boost the military up way more than they have. I think it's been neglected for way too long.
Yeah, I don't think we can make a difference compared to the I do think the benefit of our partnership with Britain and America would come into play in a military fucking stance.
Yeah,
like that's why we don't do whatever they ask us to do in that fucking sense.
For sure, in a long-term type of a thing, I agree. But what if Russia decides to hop over there very quickly? You're gonna wait for England, who's on the other side of the country. You're gonna wait for the United States, who's on the other side of the. Like, I'm sure we can hold our own for a bit. It's not a small military. They're not a incapable military. They're very capable, from what I understand. But at the end of the day, Russia's not, when they're at full power, isn't looking at Canada being chattering their teeth or anything.
No, of course not.
So,
but that's I don't think that ever was the case.
It should have been the case.
I don't think that ever is the case. I don't think that's how we...
If they're looking at us and saying we better not attack Canada because their brothers are bigger, to me, that's not saying much.
I think that's how you live the world. Like, I think that's how you fucking... Like, I do agree with you. I'm not so hung up on the optics of us not having a powerful military.
Optics is everything.
Yeah, that's why we're scared of fucking China. Because the optics of their military even seem to fucking outgrow anything else and their fucking desire to do it. Like, we look at the American military machine as the machine, but you individualize it as the fucking people. It's the lowest, it's the least, it's the people with no prospects that go into the fucking military on a private, the troop sense.
If you're talking like Marines,
but no, like eventually there's fucking like highly decorated officers that are rich. Like the gamut runs, but it's filled with fodder.
Yeah.
Like it's filled with people that don't no high school degrees, no fucking like people that just can't get a job anywhere else. Like their country's gone, like their areas, there's no other prospects. So the military will give them money. Mm-hmm. The military will be their job. And then they're coerced into being... The China one is more like a whole army of volunteers, right? Like, I know it's not the same in the draft or whatever. So I don't... Like, when I see those demonstrations of their military power, I don't think only because of their long-standing tradition of having the power and doing it for longer is what the Americans have an advantage of. I don't think they have as dedicated of a military presence.
Yeah, I don't think they're as dedicated. I think it's the long-standing. I think technology-wise, they're beyond a lot of countries. And
so I don't think we can ever make it to the top there.
No, but I don't want to be at the top. I want to be in the conversation. No. I want to be...
It'd be like watching China make a hockey team.
Yeah,
they try. They get a Canadian coach, and they have a couple of ex-Canadians there.
But the difference between China is China's able to do it without the partners that Canada has. Canada has, the Americans have all these contractors that build all these things. They can buy anything they want. They're not gonna say no. China can't buy stuff from the U.S. military. They can't. China can't buy stuff from from England's military. They can't do it. So right now, when these countries are at their technological peak in terms of military, we can buy those kind of stuff, and we don't. We have an easier path because our bigger brothers have already forged that path, and we are still worse off than countries who don't have those partnerships.
Yeah, but this is where partnerships, like, this is like where marriages make people better, where partnerships like with like alliances come into play, like the shows that we watch, like alliances matter.
Yeah.
And so this is where you have to be stronger in your alliance. Like I said, like making a better fucking hockey team for China is just something that they feel like doing. It's not as important, but where do you start? Well, you start with making a hockey team, and so you're starting from nowhere. We'll laugh at them until they beat us in one fucking game or whatever, but they'll never ever be considered a threat.
Yeah.
And the thing, nobody's ever going to consider Canada a threat in the military fucking world, no matter what they do.
They already consider a small threat in terms of like small operations.
Sure, that's so we help other people out. That's what I like our partnerships for. What can you use? What is the Canadian, like, what is their specialties? Like, specialize.
Like sniping and stuff like that.
Whatever, even Peace Corpsing or fucking forestry or building fucking bridges or something. Like, I don't know what else it is, but yeah, even snipering. Or maybe it's intelligence.
Well,
maybe they're just playing dumb and they're the best intelligent the whole fucking world.
It's true, because apparently Canada's special ops groups do things on a regular basis.
Because they don't have to concentrate on fucking buying all the best tanks.
But we need the best tanks.
I do agree. I don't know where to land because it's there. Like, this is where I want the partnership with America. Like, I want them to help us keep us all safe. Because if Russia comes and is right on their fucking border, then it's not good for anybody. Yeah. If China and Russia all come together, like, I remember a couple years ago we talked about it briefly. Like China. And some other countries were making a deal with Russia's like liquid natural gas.
Oh yeah,
and that was they're going to change it. And I was like, this is going to change the whole economic system of the world. Like, this is where we talk about like our dollar down. It's because oil is down.
Yeah,
like having shit tied to oil is the problem. Like that, you know what I mean, makes dollars come and go. Because when I was a kid, like I thought like Fort Knox was full of gold, and it was all based on gold. Yeah. And then somebody took that decision away and made it all like a
oil.
Basically. That's why that is America bullied the world into making their dollar good all around. And people are trying to fucking stop that from happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be successful, but this is I don't even know how much of a conspiracy to go back on this one. This is why I actually heard Gaddafi was killed. Because he wanted to put the gold standard back. Because they have all the oil, they have they had the power to do this. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to start making whatever dollar, I don't know if it was just a Libyan dollar or something, based on gold instead of fucking oil. And it would have been like the truest, it would be like that's why like people like Bitcoin, like, or whatever. Like it's there. I see it. It's worth something. You can tell me what it is. And that's why they shut that down. They don't want, you know what I mean? Like, that's the worst thing that could happen to America if everybody else stopped basing their money off of fucking the oil. Yep. So I'm more scared of somebody just making that decision.
Well, like they're doing with China, India, and Russia, that BRICS, or was that what it's called?
Is that the liquid nitrogen?
No, that's the new currency that they're trying to make.
Yeah, that's more scarier to me.
Yeah.
That's where, if that ends up happening, then I could see us having like a euro. But also and everybody's fucked. But when Wall Street fails, it doesn't affect the Canadian banks as much as it does the American banks.
True.
Right? Like down there, everything is sponsored by fucking Canadian banks now. Yeah, TD Bank Center, fucking the Royal Bank Center. Like, it's because of our banking system, which isn't affected by their fucked up government.
That is true.
So I don't want any part of that fucking government. And that comes to that. That's an example of I can see where it's not good to be an American. And whatever socialist reasons that our banks didn't fucking fail, it's not because they had to be bailed out like they did over there. Mm-hmm. And like I said, like, if you want us to buy fucking American cars, help us build those American cars. And that's been the whole fucking example. Yeah. The further you get away from the border, the less you think you need the Canadian fucking border.
Yeah.
And now, I know you don't watch commercials, but these commercials that are coming on, they're reselling Ontario back to these border fucking states. Like, just like fucking, like, don't forget about this long-standing partnership we have. We got all these fucking minerals. We got all the, you know what I mean? Like, everything. Like, we're your You know what I mean? Like reminding people we're there. Ontario alone is like their fucking second fucking biggest trade partner. And so I think sometimes you have to be reminded of that. Sometimes I think that we're more like Mexico or fucking Puerto Rico, where we're just like a cheap dumping ground for their stuff. And that's like, I just want to refute that. I don't want to get in that same boat.
Okay.
And like I said, independence is a very hard thing to fucking do.
Yeah. 100%.
And also, coming from where I come from, I don't look at the queen on the dollar the same way because I wasn't trained to look at it like that. But I can also see that that's not everybody's point of fucking view.
Yeah.
I don't, and if who's wrong if I don't say that? If somebody from India comes and fucking says, yeah, you know what? I grew up fucking hating that fucking situation.
Yeah.
And I can't be, no. Look how pretty
I mean,
everybody
you
is.
can
No.
be. Look, it's colorful.
Come on. They're nice. Come on. Look at the babies. Look at the cute dog. Like everything. Like, no, you're a fool to fucking go along those lines. And then you start, okay, I get, like, it's wrong. But how far do you go back? Like I'm not even trying to pawn off this to other places. Like, this is what people did. This is like how fucking, like, why when you have the independence, you fucking treasure it. No matter how hard it is to keep your dollar or keep your thing, you be your own person.
That's fair. The independence thing, I really gets me.
But it's a partnership too. Like I
yeah,
don't.
if it's an actual partnership.
Oh,
but when
so,
it's
but that's
this
what I'm saying.
bullshit that's
Okay,
going
America,
on,
you know what? You want to keep fucking us over? You're gonna do whatever. If you go further, then say, okay, well, like I said, like China loves our oil. Like China will protect our fucking border from you.
That is true.
Right? Like it's not like we have no options. Right? Like I'd rather, but like it's not like this is what you are if you're Trump. You just make these idle threats, right? And you fucking try to look the fucking tough guy.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't really hang all your hats. Like I don't want you or the dollar thing is very interesting because I don't believe in it at all. And if it makes it better, like at my first thing with Brexit, like because I'm British, like in heritage or whatever. And I know that there's like I didn't want them to be like a Germany carrying all these other fucking countries.
Yeah.
None of it would have affected me at all.
No.
Like the British pound doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, this is one thing. I always knew that the British pound at one time was like almost $3 as a kid, like $2.50. How is something worth twice as much as my dollar?
Yeah.
You don't understand why are they like that? You can't even tell me why. You know what I mean?
No
Like,
idea.
Like it doesn't. Well, yeah, they're all their reserve, like their exploitation of the world.
Of
but like
course.
you look at it, you can't figure it out. Even though they're Britain and they're on the stage, as the fucking my parents be British, you still don't think they have that much influence. Other than we're talking English, the fact that it's just that little country and I'm sitting on top of America and Russia, like those are what's really going on.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. And then slowly the pound, you know what I mean? Like whatever, the money changes. I remember when the American dollar was less than the Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
And so it cycles.
It does, but this cycle's been a long cycle recently.
Yeah, but like I said, also the world, like I said, the world is changing in real ways. Like the whole conversation of money not even being a thing.
Yeah.
Is where like it's interesting. It is interesting. I don't know if that, even if you are one of these people that are running into buildings or blowing shit up to try to make people aware of like a situation like this, I don't think like that's the way to go either. Like I don't know. I know we started talking about this after the stuff like that, but I don't know. Like this is where I don't like ideologies. Like that's what these people are terrorizing for ideologies, and I don't know. Like, yeah, like that's a different world to me. Like I don't know. I don't know how to fix anything really, but I don't know what good of like I think what I said before is just making the problem aware good enough is by shooting the CEO, make you feel good for shooting him, and you get the message across like fuck these fat cats.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then it goes to the other one with the fucking Cybertruck in front of a Trump hotel. Like the symbolism is fucking so apparent that I can see. You know what I mean? Like the Cybertruck, but. Then you basically the fucking thing is you it's a commercial for the Cybertruck.
Yeah, exactly, because nothing was destroyed.
Except for the dude inside the Cybertruck.
Exactly.
There's another thing I heard, like, how is the body burned, but then his driver's license is still fucking, I guess that could happen.
Burned beyond recognition.
And yeah, but so maybe there's more to that than there's supposed to be. I don't fucking, like, do you think that is just as cut as dry as some crazy guy blows up a Cybertruck in front of fucking the building?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's in the military. They have his DNA, so hey, you should be able to identify the body.
But you think there's something more going on there other than a lone wolf or whatever, like a guy with a...
I mean, it seems too coincidental, but if those two guys weren't working together, then I don't know what to think.
But they're so far apart.
They are so far apart, but they're saying they both rented electric vehicles from Toro, and They both did it. What was it? Was it on the same day?
Yeah, I think
It was
the same
both
day.
on the same day. Both worked at the same base. Both were in special ops. So it's kind of like, hey,
But what was their message?
well, their messages were completely different. We don't know the one guy's message yet.
No, okay,
The other guy was apparently he was,
nicest guy.
a nicest guy.
So I guess that's his message, right?
So, but the other guy, who knows? He killed himself. He shot himself before. So we don't know if he self-drove the Tesla over, shot
interesting.
himself, and then made this Tesla drive there by itself.
Interesting. I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, he shot himself before. So,
So he was dead inside the truck.
yeah, with a bullet wound, they say. And they say when the truck pulled up to the front, it was 12 seconds until the thing. You couldn't shoot yourself in 12 seconds, but hey.
Yeah, but you'd have seen the fucking
Exactly.
the shooting in the car.
So who knows, man? Maybe someone shot him and self-drove it over there. Who knows?
I-
They don't realize there's cameras inside those trucks. So
And like that's what I heard too. Like the truck is just nothing but tracked.
oh
from
yeah,
fucking day one.
of course.
Yeah, I'm just figuring they're lone wolf types or even just small group things that like whatever, just like talking shit like that. So I think it's just more of a like a just not. I was just going to say a distraction. It's just something that I'm not going to give much more thought to.
Yeah,
I see it.
we'll see what comes of it.
I do. We'll bring this up because I had to go back to work for one day.
Yeah,
But you're still on vacation. How the fuck is
Still.
it that I had to go back to work and you're still fucking off of work?
because I
here?
put in the work. I went like in
Fuck you.
December. I went to Ryan and I said we don't want to come back for one day. We want to we want to cancel this shift. I talked to the guys about it. Most of the people said that they don't want to come back for one day because what if they're away and they come back for one day and then have to go off? So we got the shift canceled. So
I wasn't feeling too sorry for myself. Like had a decent New Year's. Hope you had a good New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody.
yeah, Happy New Year.
I think that I always knew that I only had to go back for one because I got Fridays off. So the way the whole thing worked out is they had some unpaid days off in between, and then I come to the after New Year's, and it's like, okay, I have no other. I don't want to. I know some people were using their already dipping into this year's vacation time
Yeah.
to take that day off, and I was like, nah, fuck it, let's be fine, it'll be one day, and it was fine. It was good enough. I was struggling enough as I usually do after having a few days off, with alcohol sweating out of my fucking pores and my fucking everything's just a little bit more swollen, like just fucking more puffy than it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
and so I was just hanging it there. I didn't realize you weren't going to be showing up till close to when your shift was supposed to start, and it was almost a bonus for. Well, it was a bonus for me because I was expecting to work through to 6, and then Marcel came by and says, "Yeah, the shift isn't like on tonight. Like, and what time did you think you're going to work till?" And I'll go home now, bro. I don't care. I fucking doesn't matter to me. And so you're still. So you're still in vacation mode, or what? Well, how are you
Yeah,
feeling?
I'm still good. I'm surprised I enjoyed these couple weeks off as much as I did. I didn't get bored. I was, always doing stuff. We were at the basketball court this morning.
Nice.
So like every day has just been something. So I'm ready to go back, but if I had a couple days off still, which I do, I'm still fine with it. Right now, I'm actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I know it's so easy to say it like it's New Year. Do you count this as like a starting over type of thing, or is just like starting up again, or what? Like, how do you view going back to work in January?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't think it has to be like this. I think I dive into the starting over part again. Not even in the. I'm trying to not always go negative, right? Because like the starting over part, when I look at it like that, I just look at it like it's so. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Like it seems like I'm just looking for Christmas to start again. Like I'm starting. Like what am I waiting for? Start over. Like it's just like it seems so dark and cold, and it's only January 2nd, and it's just like God. It's only January 2nd, and it seems like the beginning. Like at the beginning of a show, I like the beginning of lots of things I look forward to.
It's a new season.
But the beginning of this, like it's just the new season is just a long, cold, dark road to me right now.
No.
No, I know. I'm not looking at all the fucking the scenery on the side of the road or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's too early. It's like 5:30 in the morning, and it's too dark out. And I just see this fucking. I don't know if it's a winter thing. Like, you know what I mean? You think I'd be fucking such a
It
proud
must
Canadian?
be a winter thing.
Like, I, I just don't see any kind of like it's just like because I love Christmas so much and the build up to it, like whatever, like I even hate like whatever, like I love football season starting, but the beginning of the end of summer and fall is just like, oh, okay. Like it's leaning to this time right now for me.
Yeah.
And it's a bad start over like thought. Like it's me. I'm trying to get out. I'm not trying to live in it, and I'm exaggerating the feeling a little bit for the conversation.
Yeah.
But it's more of a I got no excuses now. Like I should start exercising. I should start eating better because there is like there's no Christmas to look forward to coming up.
It's in 12 months.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's a whole start over, and that's not even what I'm looking for. I'm not even looking for. I don't know. I'm looking to not hang out on a negative island right now.
What can you accomplish this year? That's I think that's how I would look at it. What am I going to accomplish this year that I just didn't do last year? And there's a lot. There's a long list.
The only thing that I think of is my health.
Health?
But I'm stretching for that. Like I gotta force that so much.
You gotta force to do it, or you gotta force to think that that's something to accomplish.
Both.
Jay, what?
Yeah, because I recognize that it's something to accomplish, and I think I Jones for the person in me that can get to that again. That like looks forward to that kind of stuff. That like the only thing that I am jonesing to feel again is not so uncomfortable with how I've let myself go since the surgery, like going for surgery, all that stuff. Like I really have nothing to, I got nothing to wait for anymore. Like I'm not, like it's fine. Like I'm not, that's why I got the Fitbit on. Like I'm starting to try to dive into this. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And that's not what I'm not angry. Like that's not the depressing part. Like that is part of a starting over part. Yeah. It's like, here you go. Like like I am looking forward to feeling better and feeling in that way. I'm not anticipating enjoying the effort.
Yeah, but you might enjoy the effort.
I'm not anticipating I will. Like
you might.
I hopefully will.
You might.
I hopefully will. But I'm trying to start over on that point. Like I don't like tying it into January 1st and all that.
For sure, but it is like the New Year's resolution type thing, I'm doing air quotes, is a really hard thing for me because it just seems like it's always fluff. People always say the New Year. But I do at the beginning of the year look at the year as what goals I can accomplish this year and what I was talking to Selena about it this year. 2025. That like what do we got to do this year? Like we had goals last year that some we hit, some we didn't. So what do we got to do this year to hit whatever goals we missed from last year? So we have some. Do you have any goals that you want to do this year? Throughout, it could even be one goal. Like, is there any goals that you want to do by the end of the year? Not a New Year resolution, but a new season goal.
It's to lose weight again. It's not like
you could do that.
Yeah, I know I can because I've done it before, and it's like it's depressing because like I did it to myself. But it's the getting back into that and say it's just putting my head down and getting into the grind of what that effort entails. And I don't enjoy the thought of not just being a fucking lazy couch potato. Like, unfortunately, I hate the results of being a lazy couch potato. So it's easy to it's hard. It's embarrassing to say that I like to be a couch potato, knowing that those are the results you'll get, and you deserve those results. So I know I have to fucking do it. It's even like saving money. Like it's I hate disciplining myself, and I realize that it's everybody kind of has to do it, and I'm not trying to be a woe is me. It's like the thought of doing it. It's the thought of getting it. It's like it's putting my mindset into is I get to do this instead of I got to do this, and I try. Like it's so doesn't come naturally to me. Even fucking going to work yesterday when you were still off. I knew I'm building a truck. I like everything fucking about it. I can like do just like, oh, that's going to be a fucking pain in the ass. Oh, fucking that. Saying, oh no, like what's going on here with this and that. And not even like, even this is how I fucking do it. Even when I'm working, I'm getting like, say I think about these thoughts of, oh fuck, I got to do this for the work in the morning, drag my ass into cold, fucking just hating life for a few minutes, fucking getting in there, just like I find no joy in it other than I'm not hauling diesel out of the Congo, and like, so that, you know what I mean, like, so it's just my like gratitude for it, but I'm not reveling in it, like I'm not enjoying it at all.
Yeah.
I'm surviving it. Like when I think of those goals, is I got to survive, like dieting right now. I got to survive whatever else. So
For
I
sure.
don't never write goals down like that. I recognize the importance of it or whatever. No, my goals are maybe a few things I want to try, like not not experiences.
Yeah, why
like
not?
just try to be better with my money and try to be better with my health, and that's basically it. Those are the two things that that keep me up at night in some ways. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like those are two over prevailing thoughts that I have, and they're not specific enough. Like it's not even like I'm not even going to be able to be like you and just say, you know what? I'm cutting out drinking. Like I'm cutting out this or that. Like I will have to say something like that. Like I'll have to cut out like just whatever, putting bad
Smoking.
food into my body. Yeah, see, that's a tough one.
No, you can't cut out smoking.
Oh, I
can you?
should. I mean, whatever. Like what if I did?
I don't know. Would you be the same person?
I would probably be an even angrier person.
Well, then that's not what we're looking
No,
for.
but that's I can't think I'm gonna like. So I don't know. Like that is one of the things. You know what I mean? Like I have in the back of my head. Like I
Would
probably
you
smoke
cut
too
out
much.
drinking before you cut out smoking?
I would cut out drinking before I would cut out smoking. But my lungs are in way worse shape than my my liver or the rest of my body. So it would be beneficial for me to maybe do that. Like yeah, like I would never, because I don't want to. Like I'm never going to write that as a goal right now. Like not never ever. But that's not going in. Like I don't have this idea of making goals like that, like you're saying. Like I do think it's just time that I stopped being so lazy. Like I have run out of excuses to not do these things anymore. Like I was even like mad at myself for not doing any little bit of exercises yesterday before I went to work, because like at my best self, that's what I was doing. And just like, okay, it's January 1st now. Like now, like why aren't you going to do that? Because I'm tired and cold and I don't want to get up so early. And so I
good
don't.
point.
Yeah, but that point fucking lives in my head way fucking more.
Hey, I'm with you. These past couple of weeks, I've been eating out almost every day. I've not been working out. I've been drinking like uncontrollably. So it's just been crazy. And I'm here thinking like, what I did these in December, I cannot do. I cannot do all year. So this is why we said downstairs, is why I said I'm going to cut drinking, not go to the LCBO, is because I need to reel myself in a bit before I go too far on the opposite end, like I did in December. Man, I had Wendy's, we went out to dinner, I had Subway. I think I tried every sub place. I think I've tried every fried chicken place. We've tried New Play. I tried Jollibees. Like we were all over the place. You know what I mean? Like it was bad.
Doesn't sound bad.
No, it was delicious.
Did you enjoy it?
I actually went to sleep and said, you know what? We could just literally just sit down and just be fat people the whole time. Why not? But
Hands up in the air. Hands up in the air, people.
Just sit and just be those 500-pound life. They look like they enjoy food so much.
So that's yes. I mean, I feel you. I feel that 500-pound life.
Oh, man.
But it sounds like you're, even in the middle of it, you recognize that you don't want to do this.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't
stop me though.
Difference between but you weren't going to stop on December 15th because you knew that wasn't really the time and place, and you're going to be having other Christmas things. You knew like when January comes, you're going to fucking have this discussion with your wife and yourself, and then you're hoping you're disciplined enough to not like to go back, only based on like informing yourself on what you've done in the past, only informing yourself like, yeah, I've gone a little bit crazy before and I've reeled it back in. And so you're seeing that yourself like really back in. Like my mindset and way of thinking is that for the longest time I had no reel it in.
Oh,
like for years, like before I met you, like for a long time, like it's a new thought to actively try to reel it in because of whatever, like just not being good at self-care. And so now I'm well aware of it, and I know I can do it. And it's even more depressing when you don't reel it in. Like it's so. And I don't want to harp on it because, like I said, it's just a mindset. I'm trying not to think this way, but even in this conversation, I can realize like it's just so easy to just give up and not try and fucking do the things that you enjoy and live in that. It's a fool's errand because then when you really don't enjoy it. Like this is where I'm at. Like I do want to reel it in because I don't want to get another size pants up. Like I already feel fucking a certain way. Like that feeling is worse than the bag of chips.
Yeah.
That feeling of letting yourself down is so hard to come back from than the joy of sitting on your ass and eating fucking the Subway or whatever it is. Like you do the reward of going through that effort of getting a lower size pants. Like those are like you only get those through all that effort. And you can make a book about it or talk about it, like the people that are influencers, you know what I mean? Like they can be successful about it, but really it's just you and yourself and I that get that joy and the benefit of all that work. Like you can say, oh, I seen how hard he worked and oh, that's going to inform me to maybe work that hard too and do all that. But you'll never really truly feel it like the person doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the same with you. I'll mock you while you're pouring shots saying you're not going to the LCBO and you're not drinking anymore. It's just like, I know you enough now to say like, that's his intention. Like he's not going to ruin this moment or whatever. He's going to go, even if it comes down to like, he's not going to have shots on Friday. I have to get off my high horse and not like this, just like let it be.
It'll come back around.
It's not even that. It's just like that's where you need to do. That's what you need to say to yourself. That's what you're going to do. Not for like for the whole time, but just to get yourself back on track. That's why I stopped bothering you about it because this is what you need to do. It's like there's no even point in teasing you about it because it's falling on deaf ears and it's not true. It's just you're trumping it up right now. You're fucking like never again, not buying alcohol. Look, bad. And so so it's just like me both and Selena are just looking at it, okay. And like it didn't take you long before you went to go get the second shot. You know, like it's that's our guy, right? And so. But like I said, you do need to reel it in for yourself. You do, you know, like come in there. And so so the whole beginning of the start of that, like, it's the same thing I could have walked in here and say, fuck man, I'm so looking forward to this fresh start. Like I got a brand new Fitbit. I've fucking eaten so bad for so many more months now. It's like, my body's screaming at me to go and do this. And that's all true. And now I'm ignoring the part that I have been saying the whole time is like, oh, I don't want to, right? But like, unfortunately, the I don't want to is like beating the shit out of the fucking positive guy in there. And
oh god,
yeah,
I'll never say it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but call uncle. And so it's like trying to be truthful instead of just spouting out what I think I should say or what I want. I want people to think that I think. Like I can't bullshit that anymore. Like that's pointless for me to fucking say that. If I came in here and for fucking a whole hour talked about the glory of me and all the things I had planned and doing and all that, you would be sitting there going, this guy's setting himself up for a failure.
Yeah, they gotta be realistic goals.
And so I'm trying to find that. So I do need to like think of it in a way like you just said, like goals wise, and have that. But I don't. Yeah, like that's just a perpetual one. Like that's just a constant. That's nothing different. Like
well, then maybe it has to be
different.
Not perpetual.
It was only not perpetual when I did it for over a year, and like what felt great about myself.
Yeah, because if you make it like that, it's just going to be mundane, and you're not going to take it serious.
Well, this is why I try not to. This is why my goal is to try to get back to, and it's all easy. Like is to eat clean all week and then like
that's
drink
a
on the
good
weekend.
one though.
And that's what I'm going to do. But then is my weekend going to be starting on Thursday night? Right? Like when does my weekend start?
Oh, so I know what you have to do. In order to make your weekend start on Friday night, you have to go back to working on Fridays.
That might be the case.
No, Jay, what the hell?
See, like I don't know, right? Like that's the case. Also, my football stopped now. So it's not so much that I need to like I can find like before it was Monday Night Football. Oh, I gotta have a beer and fucking Monday Night Football, you know, whatever. And just so it's easier not to fucking do that stuff. It's actually one of these things where like I didn't even snack last night. Like I am a little bit over it. I am a little bit over of indulging myself in everything and all things. And so I I think I need that, like I said, like that discipline or whatever. But like, I do have to force like into a positive thought. Like I said, just like the work and just like, yeah, basically like the work thing. It's like I got to realize why I like what I do, and like none of all the other bullshits. Like even when we were talking with Celine downstairs about the glasses and all this and the parts room and all that, it's like that's fucking really no consequence to me whatsoever. I could rail against it like all the time, but just like, or I could just make other people go get my parts for me, and I can just see how stupid that is, and I'll just fucking sit on my phone because nobody's gonna tell me I can't. You know what I mean? While I wait for my fucking part to come, realizing that if I let my frustrations get to the point like where like other people do too or whatever, like say like I can't take it anymore, I'm fucking quitting, you people are fucking so dumb, why are you doing this like that? And then like having to just lower myself to whatever other standard another company would be with no say in how they, you know what I mean? Like no, I won't even be able to question anything. The fact that I question anything now is just a product of my position that I feel that I don't actually really own. So I just got to, like I said, just let it all go and not try to internalize it so much, make it worse with negative thoughts. And the other stuff is like, that's with the whole fucking, the terrorist stuff and all that. Like, I don't need these negative thoughts in my head. Like I'm not going to fix the world. Like your conversation with the dollar and all that, that's interesting. And I can think of that or whatever, but really it's not like I'm going to vote on it. Or I'm going to get a fucking thing. It's not really going to affect me. I find that a very interesting conversation that now I could pass on to somebody else. Like, just fucking say, you know what? Have you ever thought of this? And then have them be me, and now I'm going to be you in that conversation. Just go, no, think about it some more, and use your points against me. Which you know what I mean? Like
that's
I think
actually a good strategy.
But that's what you do. That's the only thing you ever do when you talk about things that you like. Anything we talked about, we either saw online or you heard from another person, and then you know what I mean? Like you try to come in here and strengthen your case, or even not even strengthen your case, say why your case is what it is.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's why it's an interesting. This is one of the things. Like, it's or a podcast in general, or even documentaries, whatever. It's like, oh, that's an interesting subject I never thought of. And like I said, most of it gets to why the world is so fucked. But here, that's not what we're doing. We end up getting there too. But we were just like, oh, what about this? What about that? What if you did this? What if you just thought more positively? What if you helped them make instructions for like in their job?
Which you're gonna do?
What up? I might. But
yes,
you know what? When I'm at work building the thing and doing it, it's a way when that thought comes in there, that's like oh man, I would hate to have to fucking do this.
Why isn't that a goal?
What?
To do your instructions things, which we talked about a couple weeks ago?
Because I don't care if that happens or not.
You should.
I don't know if I'll get much of. Yeah, I'm not that up on that. Like that's not a goal-worthy goal to me.
Yeah, I'll buy you a notebook.
It's not that it's not doable.
It's definitely doable.
Yeah, but I don't know if. Yeah, I'm not as worried if that happens or not. Like that's way down the list on me eating right and exercising.
You can do several things on the list at the same time.
Yeah, I'm saying it's down on the list, but it's not. I said it to you in a way that I can't. If it gets there, then it's you know what I mean. Like it is what it is. If
somebody asks you,
like I said, I'd rethink it. I would try it. I could see myself trying it in a way that all the things that I would rally against it are bubbling up to the surface, right? When the rubber is meeting the road, like it was when I heard myself talk about it, it wasn't that it was kind of like in the moment and realizing I don't have much of an argument not to. And it was having a good conversation with our boss at a Christmas party when we're buzzed. But shows how like none of that, like, I don't know. I don't know what would really happen. I'm not saying, by me just saying, not saying no right off the bat, like I said last week, is like, I am willing to like consider it and like try to, see if I can help do something like that.
You go.
I also, though, like, then this kind of gets into the question of that. Is just like, I don't think I'm a fraud. Like, I know I'm not a fraud. I can do what I do. Like, it's hard for me to pass a welding test all the time now, but that's a whole other topic. I don't want how I build things to be the gold standard.
Why?
Because I don't know if I'm that good. Like, I don't know if I want to make other people build things just the way I build it. Now, if the boss makes me write it down and makes me put it in my way, then there's nothing else I can fucking do about it. But my hesitation is just like say I just start thinking of how would I write down how I would build one of these floors. And then I see how I would do it and I see how other people do it. And nobody does it like the way I do it. Am I wrong or are they wrong? Is there a wrong? And that's what is about our job. There is no wrong.
There's no
There
wrong.
is a way to fucking do it.
As long as the end product comes out right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's why I can't be hung up in all of these details. I can just do it. And then worry about the consequences of if a fucking Johnny gets his hands on it and goes, why would I build it like this? And I would like, you know what I mean? What do I say then? I would say, yeah, don't build it like that. Don't
Why
like
you
it.
would build it like that? Because I was asked to do it, motherfucker.
That's
not
what
you.
I would say. I get
not
it.
you. Now get back in your line. Get back in your place.
So the criticisms that I could receive on putting my my processes out on paper, like it's one thing
Just
to
say
see the
my way is better than yours.
Yeah, I mean,
No
but I'm
criticism.
not like you.
My way is better than yours, so you got to do it like that.
Yeah, that's basically. So I've never really been that type of person.
I'll say it for you.
Yeah, you could, but it wouldn't matter. It's not the. So that is a little bit of my hesitation. Is like I'm not jumping on, but like I said, I'm just trying to get my feet back to, you know what I mean, like being
Jay, it's
back
been
at work.
like 2 months.
No, not that's been only been like a month and a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, like this whole January 1st, like starting over part, like I'm just trying to get back into building the trucks.
I
Like,
mean,
you're right. I don't know. There is like more of a hesitation than was in the conversation and a reluctance, but it's not like an outright denial.
so okay, I hear that.
It's not. I don't find it a goal. Like that's not a goal for me
Why not?
because I don't get any benefit out of it.
Yeah, you do.
What benefit do I get out of it?
A little bit of pride, a little bit of more.
It's not even my
different-
idea.
Different purpose. It's partially your idea.
It's a bit of my idea, but it's not like it's not.
Different purpose. Like there's other things that's definitely a benefit to you. Maybe they're not tangible, but they definitely would make an effect on you. I would assume.
I see. I guess what you. Maybe that's why I was agreeable to it earlier, and it was more in the agreeable part of, like I said, like talking with Ryan or doing. Like I'm not opposed to it all. I'm not going to be. I'm trying not to be opposed to as much as I usually try to be opposed to. That's my general, I think, thought process in all of that. Is that I am so. I hate. I don't like change that much, and so anything that changes, even what I'm doing. Oh, you got to build this. Oh, you got to build. Like it's just like I don't jump at change as a new opportunity. Like you were saying.
If it's not going to be your process, it's going to be someone else's.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, but not really. Like
Is it
it's
though?
not really for me.
Yes, it's
Like if I got a
not.
truck that
For
had
sure.
all the fucking instructions,
And you still do it your way.
I would be like, thanks.
But what if it becomes like,
We're not talking about now. We're talking about fucking for a
Okay.
long time from now.
next year,
No.
2026?
We're not talking. I'm not. No, I'm saying the results of this will not be implemented. It'll be implemented to the next fucking booby that comes in 3 years from now and fucking says, "How do I fucking do this?" And then there's these IKEA type fucking instructions on it, like that. And then I could be like, "Oh, I had a part of that." Like there is something to that when you see something that I had a part of, like doing all that. But the more it just becomes a part of and not pure ownership, then it's like easier to let go and not fucking, you know what I mean? Like hang hat on of any kind type of thing or whatever. Like I've never really looked at it as a growth opportunity. I don't even know if it's, I think
Everything
it's more,
everything in a different anything that's a different opportunity is a growth opportunity inside.
I hear you. And it's not like I'm trying to shoot down growth. Like that's like a stupid thing to say. Everybody likes growth, but it's really not what I lean into. Like I reluctantly grow. Mostly it's wide these days, but I reluctantly grow. So I don't know if it's if that's the case. You know what I mean? I don't seek out growth opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't seek out to like, you know what I mean? Like expand my universe in that kind of way.
All right.
I do
That's fair
in
enough.
ways of talking, but of bullshit things or whatever. So I see all that.
That's fair enough. I'm just putting the pressure on you. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you, and it's good because you get people out of that comfort zone. But like, I don't understand what's so wrong with the comfort zone.
Nothing.
The wrong
think
thing is you
comfort
get
zones-
too complacent, fat, and lazy.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but I mean, I think
That's my
comfort
only
zones
problem.
are good.
Well, that's what I said. I work hard to get to be comfortable.
I just don't think they're good for you.
Don't fucking. What's good for me? What's good for you? So,
What's good for me, Jay, is good for you.
you're right. Like, it's what if we never watch new TV shows or do anything like that and see anything?
Exactly.
So this is weird. Like when we talked about last week, we talked about Squid Games and we said why we weren't going to watch it. And we like the real Squid Games were better. And at that time, I had no idea that this was in existence, but now I can't fucking stop thinking about it. Have you watched the Beast Games?
I have not yet.
Did you even know about the Beast Games?
I did know about the Beast Games.
Did you know about it last week when we were talking about the real Squid Games?
I knew about it months ago when I heard that they were filming it. They're being filmed in Downsview Park.
Yeah,
Downsview
they were.
Park.
It's a buzz.
Yeah. Once I saw that, I knew exactly where it is. I actually planned to take the kids there while we were off. We were just too busy.
Why?
Just to let them see. They love Mr. Beast. I was going to let them try and see like the houses and stuff. Because I used to go to Downsview Park all the time. Like Brenton used to play indoor soccer there all the time. I used to go there. There's Hoop Dome. I used to go there even before Hoop Dome, I was going there. So I used to be there like a lot. So I just wanted to bring them there. I've done go-karting there. You know what I mean? So I was going to bring them there and then we could do shit. But, you know.
So I've never been to Downsview Park for any reason whatsoever.
No?
I've only just like driven by this huge fucking
abandoned
huge fucking
field.
space. I knew that they had fucking the SARS concert there fucking back in 2000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I knew that they were building a new concert arena there for somewhere. But I also knew like I really never really know the scope of it. It's in this weird part of like the Allen Road and all like this part of town I never really go like anywhere near. So it's just been like a place type of thing. Like, so I like watch a show. Tammy only have ever heard us talk about Mr. Beast, knows nothing about the guy.
Oh, man.
Like, yeah, that's how it quickly goes. How would she?
Yeah. I mean,
how would she?
You could say how would she, but you could also say how could she not? He's
Easily.
in stores. He has chocolate bars. He has like
but that's fine. I barely know about that. You know what I mean? Like I only like tangentially know. I know of him. I don't know every video he's ever done.
No,
I know kind of what he's done.
I've seen maybe 10 videos total.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And he's still who he is. You just know of him because you're in this YouTube world and of influencers and so like after I don't know if it was like that same day I just see this Beast Games and it's like this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's fucking great. Like I don't know if you don't like him, then like, if this person doesn't like him, then that's fine. But like Tammy sees him for the first time ever, and it's like holy shit! I didn't know he was like young. Like she thought he was like be older or whatever, and she's like doesn't know anything. Like so, how does he get his money? I said by making videos like this. Fucking like in my mind, like I heard him on Rogan.
He did the first real Squid Games, right?
That's like 100%. Like, but even before then, he had been viral. You know what I mean? Like before then, he
did the first real Squid Games when he was already the biggest YouTuber.
And so now this is like a whole other fucking level, and it's. I wish you've watched it, so I can't really. It's good, man.
I have no doubt.
I only realized it was in Canada after, like, something happened. You just see something and you can't, like, you undeniably can't fucking unsee it, and it's like, oh, that's for sure they're in Canada. And then you see the credits and you know that they're in Ontario. But are you just gonna wait till like they're all on there or something?
I didn't know that it wasn't all done. I didn't know they were doing it episodically or just through. Well, I guess it's all episodically, but I didn't know they were gonna put it all out or they were doing it week by week. I see it on Amazon all the time, right? But I just never. I know
week by week.
Yeah, so I might wait a little bit and watch it with Selena. I'm all into those kind of shows.
Yeah,
so.
you should. It's like this conversation is dead now because I can't really talk more about it. But it's because I wanted to talk about some of the things that happen in the show that you don't like. It's the Squid Games of it all is the consequences aren't like death.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just like very interesting. It's just very well done. It could have not been done as well as it was. And I thought I'm just curious to see how you think of it. Like that's all. I was curious to see how you think of it.
I will watch it. I will watch it. I will definitely add it to the list. We are starting to slim down on shows now, so
I don't know how you're not, bro. We're so out of shows.
Oh, you guys are out? We're starting to slim down because we're still on Landman.
Yeah,
we're watching. We haven't finished watching Lincoln Lawyer, which is a show we watch.
Did not watch it.
We have that show's good. We have what did we just finish? We just finished what I was just talking about.
Landman.
No, before that. The guy, the detective and the serial killer.
Oh, Alex Cross.
Yeah, we just finished Alex Cross earlier this week. Like, so a lot of our shows, and we've been watching a lot of rom-coms, so that takes up a lot of time.
It does.
But now we can fit in a new show.
Yeah, I recommend it highly. I want to talk to you about it and see it. And like I said, it's like
we'll start it this weekend.
Better than this weekend. Yeah, you're gonna have to be frustrated. Like you're gonna and it's gonna stop. You know what I mean? I think there's only 4 episodes, and it's got way more to go. So I don't blame you if you wanted to wait. Like I definitely won't be waiting because I don't mind it. Like it is frustrating, but that's a sign of a good show. Just can't wait to watch it again. And so so that sucks. I would have talked about it more, but I recommend it to everybody out there. And if you do start watching it, then I might watch some more with you.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll talk about it more next week.
I know Selena. That's right up Selena's alley.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that it matters, but Tammy likes it as well, and it just brought up more things of, like I said, like I don't know this guy much either, but I just know that he was just very good at making viral videos, and in the same lines of the show. Not to exploit people, but he gives people a lot of people different chances of winning money, of doing different type of challenges, like way before the Beef Games. But he was like,
oh yeah, that's his whole thing.
It didn't start out like that, but like once he got money, then that's what he became doing.
Well, yeah, he said very early on that he's not in it to make money, which is debatable. But he said he's not in it to make money, and most of the money he gets from the show, he does end up giving away. Like he did that Beast Burgers controversy thing. Did you hear about that?
No, I don't know.
He started a restaurant called Beast Burgers where all the proceeds would go to charity. So like he does like all this kind of stuff. Like there was this one video where he built 100 homes in like a bunch of different countries. Like Jamaica was one of them. Grenada was one of. So he does like that kind of shit.
And he must get, that's what I've heard of. That's what I know of him.
Yeah, that's what he's always done. That's what he's always.
But that's the thing. Again, he's in that position where he can do that knowing he's going to get millions and millions of views for doing that. Yeah. So he's already going to get money back from that house he makes in Jamaica.
No, he uses that to fund the next
No,
project.
I get it, but that's how he starts the next one.
It's great.
Until he gets to Amazon Studios, and then they give him all of this fucking money to do all that.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how much of it is his or how much of it is Amazon's.
But hey, it's the largest game show payout
It's great.
ever.
Yeah. I don't know how anybody watches the real Squid Games after this.
You don't.
You don't.
And I think this is retaliation because they didn't want him to do the Squid Game. I think they sued him. They did a whole bunch
when he did the real Squid Games?
Yeah, on YouTube.
That's hilarious.
So I think I say, hey, you might as well Beast Games.
And then Amazon gets to go up against
and
Netflix.
Amazon's like, hey, all right.
Great.
We need some of these shows, man. Come on.
Nice. I like it. I think everybody should like it too.
How's your steering wheel?
Bro, that fucking meme. I mean, I wanted to fucking. Oh, that was. So
how's Tammy? Is what I mean to ask.
So, Tammy bought me a fucking steering wheel with the pedals on it, and I'll get to that in a second. And when I was here last, right after Christmas, I was mentioning that I hadn't got a chance to play it yet, and I don't know if I said it on there, probably not. And I was just talking to Brian about it, and he's like, couldn't understand why I was delaying on any video game, but that's a whole fucking different topic. So last week I was just chatting with him, and I did get to play it and whatever. But then later on in the week, Tammy was sick and getting sick, and we were supposed to come over, or we were going to come over. Was it for New Year's?
Yeah,
or it was I don't know.
Take a shot for New Year's,
and no, it was before that.
Oh, it was Christmas.
It was maybe it might have come over the day after Christmas or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, she's not. I was like. First, like I gave her my cold, the poor girl, right? And she's not feeling. I'm feeling good, but my wife's not starting to feel good. And you fucking send me this meme of this fucking guy fucking going crazy on the steering wheel. Maybe she's got to go to bed early. You got to kill your time or something. And I was basically thinking of doing that too. Like, it was like right in my mind. It's like, well, if she's going to bed early, I'm going to be on this fucking steering wheel. So I don't know if that happened that day. But I eventually got on it, man.
Yeah,
I'm way better at it than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the fucking difference between, it's, you almost want to ditch it right away because it's so much harder than the joystick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had the fucking joystick my whole, you know what I mean? Like, fucking driving, like I haven't had a steering wheel game since before you were born.
Oh,
like
God.
I had a steering wheel game for a fucking Atari or a ColecoVision or something.
Oh, God.
That you won't even know of. And never had one since because they're kind of always half-ass. They never really live up to the promise, right?
Yep.
And so that is like I see them all the time and seeing this thing, and I love the racing game. So she ended up getting me one. So first I have to fucking find somewhere to set it up, and there's like I should really get like a specialized stand.
100%.
She got me a game chair, but I don't have the stand yet. And I'm balking on it, but I'll probably eventually get. So I got like a TV tray thing, and I got it kind of all set up, and I've had to put like a plate underneath it and fucking stuff. So I've got the fucking pedals like tied to the fucking bottoms, like so they're not moving around. There's a little bit of movement, but I've got it secure. So once I fucking establish that, then you start to see like how much harder it is than the joystick. But just like with any racing game, once you get, if I allow myself not to be frustrated, sorry, it's a long answer, but instead of just like jumping right onto the easier way to do it, and you allow this learning curve on how to fucking actually use a steering wheel, and the pedals are so much easier than the buttons because you're always used to fucking using the gas and brakes. So
100%.
so being half throttle is way easier than being half throttle on a
100%.
button. And learning how to fucking turn tight and all that stuff, like actually seeing the fucking road like a road, like you really like have to look at it totally different. So at first it takes a bit of a learning curve, and then boom, like there's sometimes it's like I'm not clearing like the higher boards. I would drop down to some slower cars to make it easier. I've had more clean races than I've ever had in my life because you are actually driving, and instead of just smashing into the car to use it as a fucking help you turn or whatever it is, I find because you are actually steering, you end up like clean racing more. It's fucking like I enjoy it. Like it's tight, man.
Oh yeah, I remember I had a steering wheel like maybe 15. How old am I? Maybe 15 years ago. No, before Esmera. So it has to be like 20 years ago. And like I was like so in love with it. And so ever since like I've been playing Forza Horizons, which one are we on? 5 now? So 4. I was playing 4. Ever since then I've been trying to decide if I want to buy a steering wheel. But every time you just don't know. Like I don't know if I want to do it or I know it's gonna be better overall, but now it's just like I'll just borrow Jay's.
You're not touching mine. Fucking
Jay, what the fuck?
Mine's fucking bolted into fucking where it is now. And I'm getting a fucking the real fucking stand.
What the hell?
You should know by now if you do it. I'm telling you how good it's.
You gotta let me borrow it.
I would. Like, would it hook up to your computer? It should,
is it the
right?
PlayStation one?
It's a PlayStation one.
Then yeah, it would work.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've seen the people on the videos where most of the time they're at a computer desk and their screen is right in front of them like
and they
that.
have the thing.
So I'm sitting in a gaming chair, like further away, but from a really like big screen. So it's not like I'm fully immersed into the fucking the thing, but
it's still great.
It's a whole. It takes a game that it changes the way you play the game. It totally does. You totally get more into it. Like one of the things I just did a couple of days ago, I didn't play yesterday, the day before, because Tammy had to do more working than I did. Like after fucking Christmas.
That?
Sorry, babe. And I was playing for a while. There was like a 60-minute race that you had to fucking like do the track for 60 minutes.
60 minutes?
Yeah, like that's for Gran Turismo. I play Gran Turismo, so there's tons of different challenges, and you get like a weekly challenge, and whatever. They're all random. Could be rally cars, this kind of car, Japanese car, whatever. But one of them was a 60-minute race, so I had to find time to fucking like do that one, right? So twice, maybe like 3 times, I had to restart it after almost 10 minutes.
Oh,
because I
man.
had like a bad crash and it was fucked, and I was like, whatever, I just wasn't. And then I got into, then I like the third time I did it, I fucking was right into it. Like this is one of those races you kind of have to pit and all that. And I found myself like so fucking in tune, like just hitting those apexes like bang on. Like when you get this is how I tie. When you get a perfect lap with the joystick, you feel all right about yourself. You know, you feel good. When you get a perfect lap with the fucking steering wheel, you think you're Lewis Hamilton. Like the reward is so much greater because you feel you fucking actually did it. Yeah. And like, so I said, I got this like little table, and like the amount of times I got to pause it to readjust everything. And at first I had just the pedals on the ground, and they were sliding all over the place, and they got holes to mount onto one of these stands. So I'm like, fucking, how can I rig this up? Like for the first week, I'm like, how can I fix this? How can I fix this? Like it's a TV tray, so it's got like it's not a flat surface, right? Like it's a flat top, but the bottom's not flat, so there's nowhere flat to clamp the fucking steering wheel to. Yep. So I was like clamping it to like a rolled part. And so I was like, this isn't working. I tried like tie wraps. Fuck, this isn't working. And then the pedals are sliding around, and I see the hole. I go, what if I like tie wrapped it to the legs? and then see if then it's like, wait, yeah, it's like it's got a little bit of movement, but it can't go like much. And so I put your foot on it to stop it from moving, and you you go. So I'm thinking like, how can I fix this top? And I'm in bed. Like this is where I like fuck around
my
thinking,
God.
and I'm like, fuck, man, if it could just be flat underneath. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? If I put like a piece of aluminum, I got some aluminum from the grow room. What if I like put that underneath it and made it flat? Would it be too thick? I'm like, oh, I can't. I gotta try it.
Did you get out of bed?
No, I didn't. Not that
Hey.
bad. The next day, I go running around, find the fucking thing, and I strap it. I go, oh, this is gonna fucking work. This is great. So I have the flat piece underneath where these like roll bar things are, or like the table, whatever the fucking round parts of the table are underneath the table that fuck me over. So I put this thing on it and it clamps, but then the other side, there's nothing to stop it from like flapping up and down. So it's kind of still a little bit loose. So I'm like, fuck, what do I do with this? So I, you know what? I'll fucking tape it. I'll fucking lift it up as high as I can, fucking put a little bit of duct tape on there,
Yep.
wrap it up with fucking string, and then it's been solid ever since. Like
Oh,
the whole fucking
nice.
thing moves. And so I was very proud of myself to fucking MacGyver it. Tammy's looking over me with this, why don't you just fucking buy the stand, you cheap fuck? I'm like, no, this'll work. And so I don't want to spend any more money, which is why I haven't really got the stand. I'm already fucking, so I'm just, like I said, I think that'll make it even better. You have like the shifting paddles.
Yeah.
There's more opportunity to even get more
Yeah.
immersed into it.
I really want the gear shift.
So this is what I'm like. I would much rather use the paddles.
Oh, I want the
Like the
gear
paddles
shift.
are like what they are. I can't imagine how much harder it would be with a clutch and a fucking shift.
Oh, it'd be great, but you know how to drive a standard vehicle.
Of course I know how to
So
drive a
then
stand.
what are you talking
No, but
about,
it's not that.
Jay?
So I don't use standard when I'm using the joystick because it's that much harder for the game.
Yeah, but that's a joystick. This
I'm
is,
trying to tell you.
This is
I'm trying to tell you how
real
hard it is
deal.
with just the fucking steering alone.
But you already know how to do it.
Of course I do, but you don't do it with a fucking Maserati at fucking 300 kilometers an hour.
Good point.
All right.
Good point.
All right. Well, I love my steering wheel. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, man. I've been wondering. I was gonna ask you before, but I'm like, no, I'm asking him on the pod. I'm asking him on the pod.
And then I can't even remember the whole fucking situation. I'm gonna just give me 1 second here before you fucking go.
I was thinking earlier this week I was gonna mess you up. I know he must have done it. Like, there's no way he didn't try it by now. But like, I'll just wait till the podcast and then I'm gonna ask him on air.
I know what it was. Okay. So on December 26th, after we saw you,
Yeah.
oh no, this was the 28th. So we came by like whatever on the 27th, maybe. Gave the kids their presents, gave you guys your stuff, and you gave us a bottle of tequila. Whenever that day was, that might have been on the 26th or 20. We'll go with the 27th. And so yeah, we go over there, we see you. You gave me a bottle of tequila, which I didn't have a chance to have that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next day I was going to have a shot, and so. So I sent you a picture of me having a shot, and it was like, cheers. And I go, I'm only having one because Tammy's sick. She's not feeling very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just had a bad conversation. Is it good and all that? And I go, yeah. I go, yeah, it is pretty good. And you go, yeah, Tammy's sick. She won't have it. And she goes, you go, like she has a cold. And I go, and I was like, yeah, she's not feeling. She goes, oh. And then you fucking sent the meme of the fucking picture. You go, she might be going to fucking bed pretty early. And I swear to God, nothing's made me laugh so fucking hard.
Oh,
I
man.
fucking had it fucking on the floor. So it was because I told you she was sick because she couldn't have the shot. I was curious on how that all went down.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
you were like, fucking, I know what you're going to be doing for the rest of the night.
Damn right.
Man, that was funny, bro. So,
Yeah, I'm glad you.
thanks
like
for
it.
asking, man.
I'm glad you like it. I do want to say the kids have been doing great with their Christmas gift.
Yeah.
So on the, I think it was the day before New Year. Oh, it was New Year's Day. Me and Sire, we went out to Walmart, right? Because I asked the kids, be like, okay, so who wants to go with me to run some errands? I go to Kai. Kai, you want to go with me to the store? He's like, no. I go to Sire. I know Sire's gonna say it. Most of the times he'll say yes. Okay, Sire, you want to go with me to the store? He's like, I guess so.
That's funny.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we go to the bank, we go to Walmart, and then he's helping me carry the stuff out of Walmart, and he's like, good thing I came with you today. I wanted to get my steps in.
Oh no!
Like,
But that's what you were worried about.
I was like, what do you do? But it was so random because we weren't talking about it, and they were on like the steps a lot the first 2 days.
Yeah.
But then it kind of tapered down. Now they're conscious of it, but now they don't do it like every hour.
It's not
Now
talked
they're
about.
like twice a day. They're like, yeah, I have this many steps and this many steps. So
That's
they're
hilarious.
into it and whatnot.
That's
It
hilarious.
tracks their sleep and stuff. But yeah, it's. I
To
was
hear him say it
this
like
fucking
that?
kid, like no one's even thinking about. We're not even talking about anything like this.
No, but that's how fucking cute that is because they've gone from like talking about it all the time and you know it's conscious to not even like when you hear him say that, now you just know like, oh, he's very aware.
Oh, yeah,
like it's
he
just so
is.
like wonder if that was even part of his thought process. It's like, maybe I'll get some more steps if I go shopping with dad. Right? He didn't
I
say it out
wouldn't be
loud.
surprised.
But that's growing up, eh? Like that, like
Yeah.
instead of just me like on the podcast just spouting out everything that comes into my fucking head. Like they're good at like just like thinking to themselves and keeping it in there. And
Yep.
just I said I was never conscious of like of them being obsessed of the step thing or whatever. Like it doesn't sound like it's not happening. So
But it's
I
not
don't know.
as big as a problem though.
I hope it doesn't turn out
And
that way.
They also so they don't have a clock in their room, so now they have the watch. So now they're not getting up as early. You know what I mean? Because they're looking and they say, "Oh, it's 5:30. I got to go back to sleep." Or well, not 5:30 because they get up, but at like 3. Kai said he's like, "I woke up at 3 and then I went back to sleep and I woke up at like 8 or some shit like that." I'm like, "Holy, like,
Oh, they're gonna
that's
turn-
good."
Gonna turn them lazy.
Yeah, that's good. Let them get their full sleep. It's been pretty good.
I'm fucking real happy to hear that. I don't know how you guys wear them to sleep.
Oh, yeah,
I know they
don't
have a
know.
sleep factor and all that, but I've never wear mine to sleep.
I can't not wear my watch.
Why do you wear it to sleep?
I track my sleep.
For what?
I don't know.
What do you do with that information?
I know how many hours I sleep, and then
So
on
do
my
I.
watch it tracks my oxygen, it tracks my breathing, it tracks my whether I'm in a deep sleep or a REM. What am I gonna do with that? I don't know, fucking Jay. But
That's
this
why
is
I
all
don't-
information that I can access if I want to.
The information that I get from wearing it during the day and my exercises and all that, like that definitely informs me.
Readiness score. I like my readiness score.
I can tell you, I'm not ready to wake up. I can tell you that
Yes.
I'm waking up way earlier than I fucking want
Okay,
to.
I like to look at the time on my wrist, and as I do that, I get an email. I
And
can
listen,
see
I'm
the
glad that
time
they
on
love
my
it,
wrist,
man.
Okay, but yes, it's all good. It's all
Nice,
good.
buddy, nice. Well, I hope it doesn't get any more obsessive than it already is.
If it does, we're sending them to your house.
But I'll just put them on the steering wheel. Then they can come home
They
and tell you how
would love
come home
that.
and tell you how good it was.
They would love that.
I have shit there to keep them occupied. Don't you worry.
Okay, now Jay's babysitting. I want to thank everybody for listening to the work-related podcast.
That was not part of my New Year's resolution, and obviously lying wasn't part of fucking Brian's. So we will see you guys next week.